The television isn't a brainwashing device, it's a subconscious imprinting device. It targets the body, not the brain. Even the word brainwashed is misleading. What people call brainwashing is usually a form of somatic conditioning, where emotional states become paired with imagery, sound, narrative, and authority. In other words, it isn't the mind being captured, it's the nervous system. Why brainwashed people seem to make irrational choices. People who appear to be making the wrong decisions aren't usually making choices at all. When the nervous system is overwhelmed, behavior becomes autonomic, meaning the body drives it, not the thinking brain. This is directly supported by neuroscience. Unconscious responses are autonomic, regulated by the sympathetic parasympathetic nervous systems. Porgia 2011, Damasio 1999. Feelings arise before conscious thought. Damasio 1994. Somatic states shape perception and action long before cognition joins in. Ledoux 1996. Barrett 2017. So when someone is fearful, overloaded, or dysregulated, their prefrontal cortex, the center for logic, reasoning, and critical thinking, literally goes offline. Arnston 2009. From the outside, it looks irrational. From the inside, it feels like survival. That's why people can inject harmful substances, comply with contradictions, or follow authority blindly, while still believing they're doing the right thing. Their behavior is somatically driven, not consciously chosen. The somatic state replaces logical memory with emotional memory. When the nervous system collapses into fear, the body doesn't reach for explicit memory, stored in the cortex. It reaches for implicit somatic memory, the stored emotional imprinting in the body. Van der Kolk, 2014. This is why the phrase exists. You forget what people say, but you never forget how they made you feel, because feelings are recorded in the body, not the verbal brain. This includes emotional memories of safety, danger, authority, belonging, trust, and punishment. These memories are stored partly through interoception, Craig, 2002, and neuroception, the automatic detection of safety or threat, Porgia, 2004. In short, people follow authority not because they think it's safe, but because their body remembers it as safe. This is why decades of state messaging, news media, and cultural conditioning get internalized. It forms a somatic trust, a body-level certainty, long before logic enters the room. Why logical arguments don't work, people say, why won't they listen to reason? But reason requires a functioning prefrontal cortex. A collapsed or frightened nervous system cannot process logic, cannot integrate evidence, cannot perform critical thinking, cannot hold contradictory information. This is the literal definition of cognitive dissonance. Festinger, 1957. When new information threatens a person's internal sense of safety, the body shuts the information out before the brain can evaluate it. So it's not that they refuse to think, it's that they physiologically cannot. You can argue all day, and it won't land because you're using intellectual language, but they're living in a somatic survival state. The brain processes rational and emotional language independently. Ledoux, 1996. Propaganda works because it targets emotion, bypassing thought. Why emotional messaging and co-regulation are essential. If you want to reach people who are trapped in fear, you must speak the language of the body, not the intellect. You must offer co-regulation, not confrontation. You must land the message somatically, not logically. Propaganda uses fear, unity, belonging, shame, patriotism, collective identity, because these stimulate feeling, not thinking. Fight for your country. We're all in this together. Stay home to protect Granny. Be a good citizen. These evoke pride, solidarity, belonging, fear of exile, and fear of punishment. When you trigger emotional resonance, the thinking brain is bypassed. This is why people comply. This is why they defend contradictions. This is why they cling to the narrative. They're not choosing. They're surviving emotionally, socially, biologically. If you want to understand more, I created a podcast to break these myths down clearly. YouTube this place called Earth. Podcast link, https ubejpne8, site 5kvxfgtt's full reference list. Arnston, A. 2009. Stress signaling and cognitive impairment. Nature Reviews Neuroscience. Barrett, L.F. 2017. How Emotions Are Made. Craig A. 2002. Interoception and Emotional Experience. Nature Reviews Neuroscience. Damasio A. 1994. Descartes' Error, Emotion, Reason, and the Human Brain. Damasio A. 1999. The Feeling of What Happens. Festinger L. 1957. A Theory of Cognitive Dissonance. Ledoux J. 1996. The Emotional Brain. Porges S. 2004. Neuroception. A subconscious system for detecting threat.